Just now I started the recording as well. So today we are going to discuss with the approaches to build a warehouse. So we have two approaches to build a data warehouse. Warehouse. So when we want to know the approaches, first of all we should know about a data mart. So once we know the data mart, we can understand very clearly what are the approaches, how do we build and all. For example, I have an business or organization which is like educational organization. Educational organization. So now within this organization, definitely in any business, when we just dig into insights, we get some departments. For example, we have for educational organization like teaching staff. We'll have mostly teaching staff, non-teaching staff, and we might have management as well. Management staff. Then we'll have like teaching staff, non-teaching staff, management staff, recruitment staff, and we might have like that's what is staff. So these are like maybe we might have like professional tax, professional. So like this, we got different staffs. See, generally when we say these all together, if I want to include as one word, we are going to call them as organization. But when I say individually, they are departments. Correct or not? When I all together, this is an educational organization. But when I individually say these are departments, like teaching staff, non-teaching staff. So for now, what I want to do, I'll just so here organization means all the all together of these departments. All the departments included is one word organization. Individually, when we call these are departments. For now, I just want to construct a schema. It can be a star schema, it can be a snowflake schema. Can be anything. So this is a star schema. So this is now this star schema holds only the information of teaching staff. It holds only the information of teaching staff. It holds only the information of the teaching staff. Like this, if I want to build this department organization's information, I should have totally how many schemas? 1, 2, 3. Here, how many departments I have? 5 departments. So total 5 schemas we have to build. Means, see, this is nothing but a data mart. So data mart definition I'll tell you. One line, one word, one definition is data mart is an a subject oriented. Subject oriented. Data mart is an a subject oriented. Subject oriented means what? Now this schema contains what? This schema contains only the information of teaching staff. Like this, we got 6 departments, 6 data marts. This is teaching staff data mart. This is non-teaching staff data mart. And one more is like management. And other one is like recruitment. And other one is HOD. So when we have one organization department's information into a separate schema, that is called data. That is what data mart. That is what we say subject oriented. So this is one definition for data mart. If the people expect more, if you want to explain more about data mart, the other way we can say data mart is a subset of warehouse. Data mart is a subset of a warehouse. What is that information? I'll tell you. Now here I have one more schema. It can be a star, it can be a snowflake, anything. Okay. So all together we have so all together we have all the information of all the departments of the organization in one schema that is called enterprise data warehouse or data warehouse. Enterprise data warehouse or data warehouse. Enterprise data warehouse. So now you are holding the information of the organization within the data marts and enterprise data warehouse. So if you want to construct this data warehouse, we have two approaches, as I said. One is your bottom to top approach. What is meant by bottom to top approach? First, if you are constructing the data marts. And next, if you are constructing the warehouse, this is called bottom to top approach. This is called like bottom to top approach. Bottom to top approach means constructing first the data marts, bottom to top. Next, setting all of the data marts should be a single centralized warehouse, that is enterprise data warehouse. If you build in this way, this is your bottom to top. And if you say no, I want to build from enterprise data warehouse to data marts, then this is top to bottom approach. This is top to bottom approach. So these two approaches helps to construct the data warehouse. People will ask you which approach you will follow. Definitely bottom to top approach is the best approach. Best means, of course, we can use both of them, but most of the projects will be constructed in the bottom to top approach. And we have two others who is defining the data warehouse. So Ralph Kimball says use bottom to top approach. This is best way to build a enterprise data warehouse. Bill Inman, there is another person called like Bill Inman. This author says construct top to bottom. So when to go for bottom to top, when do we go for top to bottom means? So bottom to top means we have some flexibilities here. So bottom to top means first we have to build the data marts. When you are building teaching staff data mart, tell me to set up the rules and regulations of the data mart. Only the teaching staff department is, if available, is fine, or you want remaining all other data marts, all other departments, people not required. If I am constructing the data mart of teaching staff, only the teaching staff management is enough. So you need to set up the rules. For example, within the teaching staff attendance, if attendance maintenance management system, if we have attendance management, so what are the rules? For example, you have one paid leave, that is like casual leave. In some cases, we call it as, or paid leave, or like earned leave. We will have like that one leave per month. So again, there are some certain rules that leave should not fall immediate to any holiday or immediate to Sunday, immediate to Saturday. So what this means is that earned leave should be used between Tuesday to, these are like rules. So these all set up rules will be maintained by the department's leader or department head. So if the department head is sitting with this software people to construct this data mart. So if I'm constructing teaching staff department people, if they are alone with me, that should be fine. We can construct. I want to set up the roles and all. But when you have enterprise data warehouse, here all the departments are included. So definitely at some point of time, all the organization's information is required at once. Because of that, the availability of the team members can be lagging. That is the challenging thing in the top to bottom approach. And that is flexible concept within the bottom to top approach. If I am constructing the data mart first, and step by step, if I go for all these total 6 departments, definitely manpower is less. We require less manpower. This is the advantage with bottom to top approach. What is that? We should have less manpower. We can have less manpower, and but it will take long time to construct complete enterprise warehouse in the form of data mart. But enterprise data warehouse require less time. It will construct. It can construct it in the less time, but manpower is more required. The challenge is that manpower is more required. Manpower is more required means what? We have to pay salaries. But of course, we will pay for less time. Means like when you compare with data marts, we'll get paid for less time. So there are a lot of dependencies for the top to bottom approach from the organization side. But for bottom to top, they are individual. Now see, teaching staff is the part of the enterprise data warehouse or not? This data mart is part of the enterprise data warehouse. That's why we say data mart is a subset of data warehouse also. Data mart is subset of a data warehouse. Subset of data warehouse. Data mart is a subset of warehouse, data warehouse. So to define data mart, one is it is a subject oriented. As I given you very. So when you say teaching staff information, I have only in the data mart. That is a teaching staff data mart. So like these individual data marts, we have to 60 data marts. Teaching staff, non-teaching staff, management, recruitment, HO. And these all are the subset of the enterprise data warehouse. So data mart can be defined in this way. So normally many projects, most of the projects are used to construct using this bottom to top approach only. Very, very rare case they use top to bottom. So is it clear? So this is one thing that we need to know. If you have any questions, you can ask. Else, we can go to the next topic. So these are all the approaches. Next, before going further, how the interview part will be in the data warehousing concepts we'll see. Usually ETL is used for constructing used for maintaining the data warehouse. ETL is used to maintain the data warehouse. You have to load the data. Maintaining means what? You have to load the data. You have to load the data. We have to delete means update the data. We have to do these all. Okay. And apart from that, ETL is used to integrate the data. For integrating purpose also we use integration. Integration of different databases into a single database. This is also ETL can handle. So when we say ETL, extract, transform, load, we can perform these all things. Then that is the reason when you go for an interview as an ETL developer, people will ask you what kind of project you are working. Is it an integration project or is it a data warehouse project? So the people might ask you. So when you say integration project, the type of interview questions will be different. When you say you're working for data warehouse project, definitely people will ask you, what is the purpose of data warehouse? So we are using data warehouse to maintain the history. So to perform history, to maintain history, which type you are maintaining? As I discussed, we have three types majorly: type 1, type 2, type 3. So when you say data warehouse project, definitely say that you are working on type 2 implementation. When you say type 2 implementation, people will ask you, what are the attributes to maintain type 2? The most important attributes within the type 2 implementation are surrogate key, the first thing. And next thing is what? The current flag. Of course, effective timestamp, termination timestamp, version, current flag. I mean, as I said, surrogate key, current flag were major. Next, you can talk about because the prioritized steps is all we have to know. Because of course you are well known with the topics, but if you don't know what to promote and what to de-promote, if you don't know, definitely you cannot see the success in the interviews. So when you say what are the attributes required to maintain type 2, definitely you have to know that surrogate key is the priority important attribute, and next one is current flag. So don't ignore this. If effective timestamp, termination timestamp, you have to tell them as well. But the priority is on the surrogate key and the current flag first. So next, when you say current flag, people will ask you what is current flag. When you say Y and N, Y is an active and other one N is an inactive. So implementation, type 2 implementation, we know, right? That is one of the most important thing people will expect to get explanation practically in the tool purpose. But once we go into this area of configuration, we will do that. But now, for now, theoretically, what we have discussed, please make it a note. Please make it note handy so that it will be easy to maintain. Okay. So the next thing is when you say like current flag, version, effective timestamp, termination timestamp, right? So surrogate key, primary key should not be a primary key here, I said, as a first field. But of course, when you say prioritize, it will be ignored and it will be in the last. So primary key, what is primary key? Primary key is an unique identification number, or it will generate unique numbers without nulls, without duplicates. Then what is surrogate key? Surrogate key is the concept which will generate unique values. Then people will ask, is there any possibility to generate duplicates? No. But nulls, yes. Surrogate key can have nulls. So when I say surrogate key cannot perform, cannot insert duplicates, I know the question people might ask you. When you say nulls, how many nulls can be possible to maintain within a surrogate key? Usually we think what surrogate key is a unique identification, so it will not generate duplicates. So null also cannot be more than one. We assume in that way. But Definitely nulls can be any number of nulls, because one null cannot be identified with another null. Nulls are nothing, nulls are something that we cannot define. Nulls cannot be nulls cannot be compared. When I say 101 employee ID I have, I should not get 101 once again. I can do that because 101 is in a value. But surrogate key is not like that. Surrogate key will not compare the nulls. Of course, even though it compare the nulls, what will happen? One null cannot be identified with another null. When one null cannot be compared with another null. Nulls are unique. You cannot compare, you cannot conclude that nulls are same. No. So that is the reason surrogate key can generate more nulls. That is one difference you need to talk when you are get an opportunity difference between primary key and a surrogate key. This is also something important, but of course people regularly won't follow. If they follow, you need to be in the position to answer. And the primary key can have relationship with the foreign key, but surrogate key will not have like that. Primary key can have relationship with another same column with using master. Primary key can have relationship with the foreign key table, but surrogate key will not have any foreign key. And primary key can be a composite key. Composite key means what? 2 or 3 columns, when you combine and maintain it to be a single column, that is composite. Which we are defining primary key on 2-3 combination of columns, it is a composite key. But surrogate key cannot be composite. Surrogate key cannot be composite. Then the next immediate interview question again. When you say type 2, current plus historical data we are maintaining in type 2, complete history. Then which schema you are following, which schema you are using. So when you say star schema, what is star schema? So the one fact table surrounded by different dimension tables is known as star schema. Then people might ask you, can't we maintain more facts? We can maintain. When you maintain more facts, it is like extended star schema. Extended star schema. So what is snowflake schema? One fact table surrounded by different dimension tables. Those dimension tables can have relationship with the master dimensions. So that is snowflake. So which approach you are building, which approach you are using to construct a warehouse? Which approach? Bottom to top. As I said, the bottom to top approach is the best approach. Then what is bottom to top? Constructing first data marts, next into the warehouse. What is data mart then immediately? Data mart is a subject oriented or subset of warehouse. Got it right? Just a minute. So approaches when we ask, then what is data mart? People will ask. When you say data mart is a subject oriented or subset of warehouse, I said, right? So then the people might ask you about the authors. So when you say authors, we have Rolf Kimball, Bill Inman. Rolf Kimball says bottom to top approach is the best approach. Bill Inman says top to bottom is the best approach. What are the challenges once with star schema and schema? What are the challenges of data mart approaches, top to bottom and bottom to top? These all I have mentioned in the document. No need to worry. I'll just share this document. Try to utilize this document as much as you can, because what all I discussed, more than that, with examples I have maintained this material. So definitely it will help you in your future as well. So try to utilize this. Okay, I'll just share this maybe today or tomorrow. Today I'll be again in the journey, so maybe tomorrow I'll try to do that. Tomorrow after the session. See, this is all about your data warehouse. So Ralph Kimball, Binelman, as I said, W. Chinman. So Binelman says, W. Chinman says, subsequent integrated non-work time variant. Of course, when you understand this all, Ralph Kimball also defines the data warehouse in the same way. Okay. So this is something to understand. These are like examples. It will be made more better to get more information. Okay, why do we need warehouse? Advantage of data warehousing. These all things approaches, top to bottom and bottom to top. Versus this is what are the challenges with the top down and bottom to top. So just try to go and read these things. You'll get knowledge with understanding the examples. These are the transformations, ETL transformations. The ETL transformations we will discuss once we jump into the ETL mode. Okay. Okay. So one more things we need to discuss. Few more things. Nothing but types of dimensions, and we have types of facts. Maybe these things I'll discuss when we are talking with the project session. So type of dimensions means SCD is one of the type of dimension. What is meant by SCD? Slowly changing dimension. So how many SCDs we have? Three types. SCD type 1, SCD type 2, SCD type. So this is one type of dimension, SCD. Slowly changing dimensions. And we have conformer dimension. We have like degenerated dimension. We have like date or time or like calendar dimension. And we have like junk dimensions. We have 30 dimensions. So like this we got like role playing dimensions. For now, just try to note these type of dimensions. These I'll explain you once we are into the project, okay? And we got like conformal dimension, degenerate dimension, date or time or calendar dimension, junk dimensions, dirty dimensions, role playing dimensions. Next, we got like types of facts as well. We have like semi-additive fact. We have non-additive fact. We have like Ready to find. Okay. These are the types of facts. And apart from this, we have like staging layer. Staging layer, which is temporary layer. Staging layer, which is temporary layer. What is temporary means? Temporary layer means I said data warehouse ETL is used to integrate the data warehouse, integrate the data from different sources. So when we are integrating different sources from different sources, what will happen? For example, if I have a flat file, if I have an Excel, if I have a database, if I have within the database, I get multiple databases. These are the various sources. JSON, XML, these are all different formats of the data I have. For suppose, then then maybe these all are going to be separate date formats, separate data types, length of the data types can be varied. In a text file, you don't need to maintain the data types to save the data. You don't need to maintain any format of the dates to save the data. You can maintain it anyway. But in Excel, we have basic data types and we need to maintain one format. So when I want to maintain these two text file and Excel sheet data into a single target, first of all, I have to transform the data into a data type structure format. So I need to maintain a temporary place to pull all the data from various sources and place it in one place. I'm not doing anything apart from that. Then that is like called as staging layer. That is what temporary layer. I'm just integrating all the data from various sources and placing it to one output. That's it. Apart from that, I'm not doing anything. So the source, how it is, the same thing will be maintained in the staging layer also. So that is why we say it is a temporary database. Temporary database. So maintaining staging layer in ETL is a common responsibility that we do in every project. Not only in one project, every project we do. Okay. So that is our staging layer. Next we got like ODS layer as well. These also we will talk in detail again in the coming session within the project once we complete this area. So ODS, operational data store. So this is like ODS. So ODS means validated data. Okay. If I talk now about ODS, it's really a concept that you don't understand. When we are into the project, I'll discuss practical. Okay. But we have these layers, this concept you need to know. So next one is Data Mart layer. Of course, we know Data Mart. So today itself we discuss the data Mart layer. Before constructing any piece of work, we can maintain the data mart. So Data Mart layer. So operational ODS is mainly designed for reporting people. Okay. And it is like subset, it is a part of warehouse. Means you'll have in warehouse like 10 years of data. We cannot, we don't say that every client will compare the business from last 10 years, from last 20 years, last 30 years. My business is in the market for last 30 years. But every time from day one onwards, I don't want to compare because definitely the traditions are going to change from decade to decade. So definitely the flow of the source sales also will change. So I don't want to maintain all the sales. I don't want to compare. So I want to maintain only for 3 years. And from today's date, from current date to last 3 years only, I just want to compare, not more than that. Then in that case, what will happen? We can use operational data store to maintain that 3 years or 5 years of data warehouse data. But data warehouse contains from first day to till date. But warehouse the data ODS contains up to the required number of years of data. Okay. So data mart is again a load of dimensions and facts. So these all things within this we conclude the and these all dimension types and the facts. These all I will try to conclude in the project. We will do that. Definitely we have to talk. Okay. And apart from this, we are done with the data warehousing concepts. Tomorrow I'll try to start with SQL. Okay, SQL sessions. I'm just stopping here. If you have any questions, you can ask. Else, it will continue. I'll share this document today or tomorrow max. Tomorrow, definitely I'll share. If today, if I miss it. Okay.